Okay, lesson 2.5 is proportions. Again, the warm-ups you do on your own. Make sure they're done for when you turn in your notes. If you have any questions or you'd like to check your answers, please see me or go into the PACE lab. Okay, today, like I said, we're talking about proportions. Proportions are two fractions that are equal to each other. For example, 1/2 equals 2/4. These fractions are equal. So let's say that I had x over 2 equals 2/4. Let's pretend we don't know what this number is. Now, this is how I solve it. I cross multiply. 4x equals, and I cross multiply 4. Well, x equals 1. Well, we know that's true because we started off with the 1. That's all we're going to do. These two fractions are equal to each other, so if we cross multiply and solve for x, then we can find out the missing number. Right here is my missing number. I have to find out what that number is. The first thing I want you to do is draw an equal sign, a vertical line at the equal sign. The one mistake that people make constantly is they don't keep the equal sign lined up. So now, I cross multiply, which means x times 5, which is 5x. That goes on one side of the equal sign. Doesn't matter which side it is, just one side of the equal sign. And then I also have to do 7 times 14. Okay, 7 times 14 is 98. Now, in order to get x by itself, I have to divide both sides by 5. Divide this by 5. Divide this by 5. X equals 98 over 5. 5's crossed out. Now, can this reduce? If you remember when your elementary teachers were teaching you prime numbers, I know 5 is prime. That means only 1 and 5 can go into 5. I know 5 can't go into 98, so I know that that fraction cannot be reduced. Okay? So let's move down to 3, because 2 is exactly the same. You should be able to do it. 3 is a little bit different, so first thing we're going to do is draw a vertical line at my equal sign. Now, this 3 right here has to be multiplied to x and -4. Okay? So another way to write that is to draw an arrow, just like distributive property. 3 times -4 and 3 times x. 3 times x is 3x. Now, it doesn't matter which side of the equal sign I put it on. 3 times x is 3x. Now, this is 3 times -4, which is -12. And then I also have 7 times x, which is 7x. Now, all I do is solve for x. I have variables on both sides, so I don't move the 7x because it's all by itself, so I move the 3x. So I subtract 3x to both sides. This gives me 4x equals -12. Now I divide both sides by 4. X equals, my 4's cancel, -3. 4 can go into -12, -3 times. That's all we're doing. The biggest thing is you have to remember, when you multiply this bottom to this top, you have to put it on one side of the equal sign. A lot of times people want to keep it as a fraction. It goes away from being a fraction. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -4 is -12. Okay? So number 4, you can do on your own. Looks like 5 and 6. Okay, so what I'd like you to do right now, I'd like you to do number 6. Pause the video. Start the video when you get an answer, and then you can check your answer. Okay, another way to write this is your 5 has to be multiplied to the 6, and it has to be multiplied to the x. So another way we can write this is we can go 5 times x plus 6 equals, forgot my horizontal line, or my vertical line at the equal sign, equals 13 times 4x. Okay? So now, this is 5x plus 30 equals 13 times 4 equals 52 x. Now I'm going to move my 5x which will give me 30 equals 47x. Now I divide both sides by 47. The 47s cancel out, and I get 30 over 47 equals x. Okay? 30 over 47 cannot be reduced. Okay. If you did not get that answer, I'm sorry. If you did not get that answer, please come in and see me if you cannot find your mistake. If you need to pause the video to see the steps, go ahead. Okay, it looks like everything else is the same as what we've gone over, so if you have any questions, again, come see me or go to the PACE lab. Thanks. Have a good day.